Hello everyone, this is math for Monday, April 13th. So today you guys are differentiating between multiplication and division in word problems. Sorry, I'm trying to get this straight. So really the biggest difference here is understanding what you're trying to find and then deciding what operation that is. So for just reviewing something that we've been talking about almost all year. So what makes a problem multiplication? So anytime you're combining something or finding a total or scaling it down to a fraction of its size, that's multiplication. On the other hand, division is splitting something up or separating a total. So in this case, you already have the total and you're splitting it up. In the case of multiplication, you don't know the total and you're finding it. Division's also making equal groups. So if you know the total and you want to split it up into equal groups, that's division. So just very quickly, a concept review. So for multiplying with fractions, it's really simple. You just multiply straight across. The only time you have to do an extra step is when you've got a mixed number, like in this case, 5.5 times 3/4. You need to turn that mixed number into an improper fraction. So in this case, you're going to turn 5 1/2 into 11 over 2. And then you're going to multiply straight across times 3/4. So 11 times 3 is 33. That's your numerator. 2 times 4 is 8. That's your denominator. That gives you 33 over 8, which you can then turn back into a mixed number by saying, how many times can 8 go into 33? 8 can go into 33 4 whole times, so that becomes your whole number. That would give you 32, so that leaves you 1 left over to get up to 33, and your denominator stays 8. If you look over at the division, it's super simple, but it's easy to get confused with what to do. So I always like to label my work because in division with fractions, you always do leave, change, flip. So you're going to leave 1/2, you're going to change division to multiplication, and instead of doing a 6, you're going to flip it to its reciprocal, which is 1 over 6. Once you've gotten that, you're going to just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 6 is 12. So the answer is 1/12. One thing I always like to remind myself is that if you start with a fraction, you're going to end with a fraction. If you start with a whole number, you end with a whole number. So we started with a fraction here, which is why our answer is also a fraction. All right, let's take a look at the first word problem. So in a relay race, each team is going to run a total of 3 miles. Each member of the team will run 1/5 of a mile. How many members will the team need to compete the race? So we need to figure out how many people need to be on this team. They're all running an equal amount. So I drew a bar diagram after I listed my facts. We've got the totals 3 miles, and each person's going to go 1/5 of a mile. We do not know how many groups we're going to make. We only know the total, which is 3, and the size of the groups, which is 1/5. So in order for us to figure out how many equal groups we can fit in, we're going to divide, split up the total, 3 miles total, divided by 1/5 each. Since it's division, you're going to do leave, change, flip. Leave the 3, that just becomes 3 over 1, it's the same. Change division to multiplication, and flip 1/5 becomes 5 over 1. So that when you multiply, you're going to get 3 times 5 is 15. Notice you started with a whole number, so you end with a whole number. Your answer is 15. That was a division problem. Let's do one more. Example B. This time, Ari had 4/5 of a bag of popcorn. His friends ate 1/3 of that popcorn. What fraction of the whole bag of popcorn did his friends eat? So first I listed out my facts. 4/5 of a bag of popcorn, less than a whole bag. You do not have the whole bag. Part of that part is going to get eaten. 1/3 of it is going to get eaten. So again, it's part of a part. So on the bar diagram, I split it up into fifths, and then I bracketed 4/5. And then of the 4/5, I'm going to split that into 3 equal pieces and shade in 1/3 of it. So you're finding 1/3 of 4/5. So 1/3 times 4/5 is going to give you 4/15. So that's your answer for that one. So this one's multiplication. It is a scaling problem. You're finding part of a part. It's a little different from making equal groups or finding a total, but you can think of it as multiplication. We will see you on Zoom today. Have a good day.